Hi, I'm Jerry Bembry with NBA Beat, here with Ali Danois, senior writer with Bounce Magazine. Ali, this is the NBA Finals we all wanted. Oklahoma City Thunder against the Miami Heat. Second straight year for Miami in the finals. The Thunder has been knocking on the door for 3 years in a row. Can this series live up to the advanced hype?
I think it can, and I'm hoping that it does. I mean, me personally, Jerry, I haven't been this excited since Prince told Apollonia to purify herself in Lake Minnetonka when I was 14 years old. This is the unbelievable matchup that we've all wanted. I think Magic Johnson and Larry Bird spoiled us 30 years ago when you had two of the best young players in the league battling each other for championship supremacy. And now we're going to see two of the best basketball players on the planet who both happen to be young, whose respective teams are just very fun and entertaining to watch, very skilled, very talented, and I do think that it has the potential to be a classic.
Let's start with the superstar matchup. Kevin Durant against LeBron James, the MVP of the league this year against the top scorer in the NBA. I mean, these guys are going to match up against each other. Which one of these guys has the advantage in that one-on-one matchup?
I'm not necessarily certain that either of them have an advantage. Of course, LeBron is the better all-around player. Durant is the better scorer, the better assassin, the better fourth-quarter closer. And I think this series is really going to be decided on. One of the main factors is if one of those guys is off and the other one just has a phenomenal series like they both had in the conference finals, that may be the deciding factor. But I think just judging from the way they've played coming into this finals to get their team on the precipice of this championship, I think we're going to see some incredible things from both of those guys.
You know, a lot of people say that this is a series that won't have a lot of low post play, but Chris Bosh came back from Miami Heat at the end of the Boston series and gave him some important minutes. Now he goes against the front line with Serge Ibaka and Kendrick Perkins. Perkins, a very physical player. Ibaka, a great off-the-ball defender. Will Bosh have such an easy time, because he had a relatively easy time in the last couple of games against the Celtics? Will he have an easy time against Oklahoma Thunder and their players?
He plays smart enough where he's just not limited. He's going to have to get some buckets in the paint to kind of, make them respect that. But I think if he's operating well on the perimeter, I think that bodes well for Miami.
We're going to see a lot of Dwayne Wade and James Harden matchup, but the one matchup I think is key in this series, the one player, is Russell Westbrook. This is a guy to me that battles demons. There's good Russell on one shoulder,
right,
and there's evil Russell on the other shoulder.
Right.
Do you think that Westbrook can overcome his desire to try to dominate play and just be the team player that the Oklahoma City Thunder needs?
It's like, on the one hand, he has this immense potential. And when his shot is falling and he's attacking the basket and he's got it in his mind to include other people, they are virtually unstoppable. But there are times where he forces the action. He has some bad shooting games, and he really needs to be corralled. And sometimes they need to kind of yell in his ear and get him focused again. In
my mind, the Thunder have a big advantage in the secondary players who are going to have a big impact on the series. I mean, guys like Cephalosha, Nick Collison, Derek Fisher came in at the end of that final game against the Spurs, and we all talk about Durant's great play. Fisher hit some cold-blooded shots in the last couple of minutes.
That's what he does.
Do you think that the Miami Reserves can have an impact on this series?
I think they can, and they need to if Miami's going to be successful in getting LeBron his first ring. We look at Shane Battier, who is an excellent defensive presence, and I think that's going to be a really underrated aspect of this series because he's going to be called on at times to give LeBron a break, and he's going to be matching up against Durant. Mike Miller, man, this guy is creaky and beat up, but he can hit shots. But I think you're right. I think Oklahoma City definitely has a decided advantage. When you bring in James Harden off the bench as a six-man, there's a reason why he's an elevated Manu Ginobili in my mind. He's stronger. He's just unbelievable, penetrator, passer. Pace is really important with James Harden. And so I think they have a decided advantage with the substitutes.
This is the finals we all wanted. Who do you think is going to come out the winner of this finals?
I have this inclination that everyone is, thinking Oklahoma City's got it made. And maybe this is the impetus that LeBron needs to really push himself to get to that mountaintop. That series he had against Boston, when you look at it statistically, everyone points to the 45 and 15, and they make the Wilt Chamberlain comparisons. Forget that, man. The guy averaged 30 points and 10 rebounds for the entire series. He did it 6 times, 5 or 6 times during the year. He did it almost every game in that series.
My pick is Oklahoma City in 6 games or less.
Something's wrong with Dwayne Wade. He's not the same D Wade we're used to seeing. But I think somehow in the moment of the finals, Bosh steps up, Wade steps up, LeBron's going to be LeBron. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say Miami in 7.
Okay, so that's NBA Beat. I'm Jerry Bembry with Ali Danois, going with the Miami Heat. I'm going with the Oklahoma City Thunder. We'll see at the end who's right.